Hello guys, welcome to our channel and welcome to the game development series using Python Pygame. In this tutorial we are going to talk about how we are able to move our spaceship on our game window screen. So it is going to be really interesting. Let's get started. Let's open our Visual Studio Code. In previous session we have loaded images and bleed on our game window screen. We also handle one event which is our cross button and also show you the example how to handle the event when somebody is pressing a key on a keyboard. Okay guys, actually we don't need this one, so we are going to erase it. It was just an example to show you guys how it works. Okay, and let's just call it a pass for now so it doesn't give any kind of error. We are going to need this key down and key up event types in a future, so let's save it for future. And right now just pass the statement. Okay, and let's just run the program as it is now and see where are we right now. Okay, so as we can see our spaceship is middle of this game window screen, and what we want is to move horizontally, means we want it to move left when somebody is pressing the left arrow key on the keyboard, and we want it to move right when somebody is pressing the right arrow key on the keyboard. So how we are going to handle this event? Okay, the question is how we are going to handle this event. So it is pretty simple basically. When we want it to be move left hand side, so we are basically removing some let's just for example call some amount of pixels from each x coordinate of the ship. Okay, if you remember, we have already stored the value of x coordinate of the ship into the ship x variable. If you are able to see it, it is over here 380. 380 is the value of our ship's x coordinate. Okay, so when we are going to reduce the amount of ship x variable, it is going to move left hand side. Let me just show you. I'm going to run it again, but it is not going to show us a two screen. Okay, now watch carefully. It is right now actually center of the screen, and when I'm going to delete it and run again, and as you can see it just move left hand side. Okay, so that is what I want to show you guys. We are just going to play with the cpex variable. Okay, so let's just okay guys, it is going to similar with the right hand side. When we are using when we are adding some amount of pixel into the cpx, it is going to move right hand side. So for now we are going to store that some amount of pixel into our variable called velocity, which we have already made in previous session. Let's just store 5 pixels for now. We can change it afterward if we want. It is just simple try and error method. Okay, now we are going to do some coding inside our while loop, and we are going to make another if statement here over here to read the key. Actually, event dot key is equal to, first we are going to use our right arrow key. So for that, a right. Okay, and in this statement what we want to do when somebody is pressing right arrow key on the keyboard, okay, we are going to write into in this if statement. So let's just pass for now. Okay, and we are going to do the same with we are going to do the same with left arrow key. So let's just type it, event dot key is equal to k left. And what we want to do when somebody is pressing the left arrow key on the keyboard is we are going to type over here. Okay, so it is pretty simple. We have already made all the variables we want, so we are just going to passing the value. Okay, we are going to pass the value of velocity and store it into the velocity x variable which we have already created. Okay, and for velocity y, we are just going to pass it the value 0 because we are not going to, our spaceship is not going to move in the direction of vertical. There is no movement in a vertical direction, so we are just going to pass the value 0 to velocity y. Okay, we are going to do the same with left arrow key. The only difference is going to be we are going to reduce, we are going to passing the negative value of velocity and store it into the velocity x variable. Pretty simple. Afterwards, we are going to use those two variables, velocity x and velocity y, to change the value of cpex. Okay. Right now, we are just store the value of velocity into the velocity x variable, and afterwards, we are going to add. We are going to use this velocity x variable, and we are going to use it to change the value of cpex variable. Okay. So coming down here to change the cpex value, we are going to come out of the loop. Okay, now in here we are going to type cpex. We are going to change the value of cpex by adding the variable velocity x in it. Okay, so I want you to know how many of you know what will happen if we run our program as it is for now. If you guys know, then please let me know in the comment section below. I would like to interact with you guys. Let's just pause the video for a while and pass the comment. Okay guys, let's run the program and let's see what happened. Okay, when we are going to press our left button, as you can see, it is continuously moving left hand side like it has no brakes. Okay, and we're going to run this program, so you may see it perfectly. This time I am going to press right hand side button. As you can see, it is moving right hand side continuously without stopping. So to avoid that, to handle that, we are going to use our event type key up. Okay, so in here we are going to run another if statement called if event dot key is equal to both key. We are using both key. First is going to be the right. What we want when we are releasing the right arrow key is we are going to type here. Okay, so what basically we need is velocity x and y 0. We want to pass the value, both of the value is 0. Okay, so when we are passing the value of 0, that means there will be no changes in cpex variable, so our cp is not going to move continuously. Going to do the same with left arrow key. I think that is pretty much. Let's just run the program and see what happened. As you can see, the velocity of the spaceship is much more higher. So to solve this problem, let's just make another variable called clock. Above here, we are going to make another variable. Let's just call it FPS and passing the value 60. We are going to import a time module. Okay, for that, just have to type import time. Okay, it is one of the Python modules. Now we are able to use Pygame clock functionality and going to put it into the variable called clock. Okay, I'm going to explain it in a bit. We are going to use this variable over here inside our main game loop. After our pygame display dot update, okay, we are just going to use this clock variable and passing the value over FPS. Why are we using this clock function? Well, basically this clock function is allowing us to control the while loop iteration in 1 second. How many times while loop is going to iterate our code in 1 second is we are able to use with this clock function. Basically we have passed the value 16 in here. That means our while loop is going to iterate our code 16 times in 1 second. Okay, so let's just run again our code and see what happened. And we got the error. Oh yes, silly me, forget about the tick. Clock dot tick, and now we are going to pass the FPS. We can't direct pass the value of FPS to the clock. Now we are going to run the program, and as you can see, our spaceship is moving great. I think not too much fast, not too much slow. We are able to move it. As you can see, when I am continuously pressing the key, it is moving smoothly. Okay, if we need to be change, let's just change one more. We are going to change the variable velocity. Where it is, there you go. Let's just call it a 4 for now and see. Yeah, it does feel better. Okay, so let it be for a while. Okay, so let's just save the file, and that is it for the today's video, guys. If you like the video, then press the like button and subscribe to our channel, and if you have any query, then tell us about it in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next time.